didn't get sued?
Yeah.
How come there's no lawsuits? If there was lies, there would be lawsuits.
No, but that's
He
right.
would be publicly humiliated. Instead, they kept that book off bestseller lists. That book sold millions of copies.
I know.
They hid it. That's when you find out that bestseller lists are actually curated. It's not really bestseller.
Yeah. It's censored. It's all censored.
Yeah.
Everything's censored, you know.
But that book is an accurate depiction of what Anthony Fauci did during the AIDS crisis, which
Yes.
probably was an AZT crisis.
Yeah, and
more
now
than it was an AIDS crisis.
I mean, it's fairly incontrovertible now that he was
Right.
fooling with gain of function.
100%.
And you know, it's why is he still around?
Right.
Or at least free.
Right. Right. And no repercussions.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that story where the wombat and the weasel got together and they
Yeah.
were horsing around and a bat pissed on him with a
pangolin.
golden shower?
Yeah.
With, it's like, and all of a sudden it was in a wet market.
Yeah.
Very wet market. You got
Complete total horseshit. And
Totally.
the scientists that we're supposed to trust
Yeah.
were pitching that horseshit.
It was like the AIDS thing. Some green monkey bit a Qantas steward on the ass. Then he went around the world and got everybody sick, and it was like, ridiculous.
If you want to go to the AIDS rabbit hole, look up a guy named Peter Duesberg.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
I read that book.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
crazy. 'Cause
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he's telling the truth, this is the fucking COVID crisis times 1,000.
Yeah.
I had him on the podcast way back in the day. It was
Okay.
one of the earlier guests that I had. It was like way back in like 2010. And it was one of the first times I got openly attacked for someone being on the podcast. There was like, blood is on your hands. I'm like, first of all, no, it's not. It's 2010. Who's dying of AIDS? 0 people.
Yeah.
So stop. It's not blood's on your hand. Like,
Right.
if this guy's correct, he's a tenured professor at the University of California, Berkeley, who is like, his work on cancer is, everybody thinks it's groundbreaking work, brilliant doctor, but he was a heretic. He was a guy who stood outside of Fauci's
The narrative.
doctrine and the narrative, and he said, I don't believe that HIV is what's causing this when all these people that are having these immune systems are all heavy drug users.
Yeah, well, that's
He's
right.
like, I think this is a disease of a decimation of the immune system due to heavy drug use, and then on top of that, you're prescribing this chemical, this AZT, that kills people.
Yeah.
No, they stopped using it for chemotherapy because it was killing them quicker than cancer was.
I was in the Sydney Theatre Company in the 90s, and I was going to a funeral once a month of friends. They were all dying. It's crazy in the 80s and 90s.
And they were all getting AZT.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the ones that were getting AZT, even the ones that were asymptomatic,
Yeah.
like Magic Johnson, they were giving Magic Johnson AZT. He had to stop taking it
Yeah.
because he was making him sick. It was killing him.
Yeah. Yeah, I read it. And like it's even with RFK's book. And he's an amazing guy. People say, "Oh, he's kooky, he's crazy." He's not crazy.
He's not.
He's one of the most erudite, he's not, they say he's an anti-vaxxer. He's not.
He's not.
He's like he's a very shrewd. He's never lost a case, I don't think. When he brings something to suit. I don't think he's ever been defeated. But that book is not just him. It's him and about 1,000 highly qualified scientists and physicians commenting on
Yes.
the whole situation. So
Yeah.
when you read it, it's a pretty convincing document. And you're right, nobody sued him for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Well, not only did they not sue him, their response is to try to ignore it. They don't want to debate him on it. They don't want to do anything.
No.
They want to just ignore it and hope it goes away. But it doesn't go away. And the more people talk about it, the more people read it. And when you do read it and you go, if this is true, what the fuck is going on? And how is that monster still loose?
Yeah. Oh, well.
And he seems like a monster. The way he talks about things, he just seems. Well, first of all, there's so